Welcome back. I have been on a long hiatus, getting a lot of work done, doing a lot of design projects, and I just didn't have time to come forth with a video. But this video today comes from a very intimate place. I wanted to talk about something that I've noticed throughout my community, my generation, and the generation under me. We just don't talk about menopause. Menopause. And it's something my mom never talked to me about. I've asked several of my friends and relatives if their mom ever talked to them about it. And it just seems like it's just one of those conversations that moms never have with their daughters. So I've made it a point to share with my daughters my journey through menopause. I am 57, going to be 58. I have been with my husband and partner for about 25 years. Maybe a little less, a little longer. And of course, as you know by now, he's 11 years younger. So today I thought I would just have a very personalized, intimate conversation about the things I've learned, the things I've gone to, the things I've spoken to my daughters about, in hopes that you moms will share your journey through menopause and sexuality as we age with your daughters. One of the things that I found it difficult to do, but I dug deep into my personality, and the woman that I've always been is true to herself, that I needed to talk to my husband about how I was feeling, what I was going through. Sex education sometimes is limited to high school. They may briefly say women go into menopause, but then after that there's nothing to it. And so I needed to sit down with my husband and explain to him what I was dealing with, what I was learning, why I had mood swings, why I had an attitude, why sometimes in the middle of the night I'm hot and I got to take the covers off me, then I'm cold, I'm not in the mood for him. And there were times when, before the conversation took place, it may have felt like to him that he was being rejected. When there's a big hormonal shift, we're losing estrogen, progesterone, and all of these things. I want to encourage women of a particular age, and even if you're not that, just arm yourself with information so that when you get to this level of life, you can actually just be more comfortable, more self-assuring, and positive about how you're going to move forward when you reach that point in your life. And if you've already reached that point, you know how to talk to your husband, how to find the right time, the right words, how to change your sex life. There were things that had to change. I was not automatically like, let's get it on. You know, it wasn't the microwave sex anymore. It was like, preheat this oven, stir some things up mentally, physically. How do I get in the mood? Women's libidos go down drastically. The vagina takes on a life of its own. The vulva takes on a mission of its own. We no longer have our periods, our cycle monthly, our lady friend. Santa's no longer coming down the chimney, whatever you want to call it. It's gone now. That means we've completely gone 1 year without any signs of menstruation. So hence the word without menopause. I'm not an expert on that, but I'm an expert on my body and my journey and what I've gone through. So let me share some of the things that I found that helped me in my little black box here. And in fact, I am actually want y'all to grab a bottle and sip a little champagne with me, because I'm celebrating this part of my life, this part of the journey. It doesn't end here. You may feel like it's over. It's not. you're still vibrant, you're still sexy. Sex does not determine the relationship that you have with your spouse, with your husband. Yes, it's a big part, but can you imagine you have the same sex partner for 25 years? You've probably experienced a lot of things together, done a lot of things together, and now this is just a new phase. How to become intimate, more deeper, more sexual, and it's just not about all physical. A lot of sex for a lot of women is mental. How she feels, how the man responds to her, how he excites her, how he turns her on. You know, a lot of times women get their own self prepped up because there is such a thing as microwave sex. They touch you here, here, and there, and then they're ready to put the food in the oven. Well, cheers, because we do have to take responsibility. But when you've been with a partner for that long, they need to be involved too so that they can understand, you know, what exactly is going on. When I first approached my doctor and told him, I have a male family doctor, about things I was experiencing, he gave me a prescription. I can't even remember the name. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get it and tell y'all what it was. It was basically something to moisturize the vaginal canal. And he suggested get some lubricants. Hence, we go out, we try different little lubes, even, what's this other one? I'm sure you guys may have even tried this one. It's supposed to get you stimulated. But it doesn't it may reduce the friction that you feel because the vagina can dry, it can atrophy and actually shrink. And the number one thing that they say when you go to Google is you do it more, use it or lose it. And it's true. You have to do it more, but is your spouse always in the mood? Is the time always right? You know, and that it could slow everything down. Are you in the mood? You know, so that was the thing. I was a little upset. I'm like, okay, these lubrications are not for me. Yes, they kind of take away some of the tension and tightness, but it doesn't give you the feelings. You're looking for stimulation. You're looking for, you know, that vibe going on down there. You know, the honey pot wants to be stirred, right, girls? Stirred. And so I went on a journey of how can I excite myself, not in a perverted way, but I call it getting ready. You know, I call it getting ready. Like, you know, like you get ready to go on a date, or you're getting ready to go to work, you're getting ready to go to a special event. You can put some clothes on to go to the grocery store. But you don't put clothes on to go to a special event. You get dressed and you take extra time and you prepare yourself. You put on glam. You put on a full face full of makeup. It's the same way with your intimate life. You have to learn how to get ready. Now, there are many things out there on the market to help you get ready. And just like you're getting your face ready, you wash, you cleanse, you moisturize. So too with the vagina and the vulva. You have to cleanse and moisturize on a daily basis. There's a product, I believe it's called Replens, but do some research, find your own products. There are exercises. To keep your body in shape, you have to exercise. So you want to exercise the vagina. And there are different tools on the market. And this applies to women who have had hysterectomies, partial hysterectomies. You know, they need to exercise their vagina. The wall muscles, the vagina floor, the pelvic floor needs to continuously be stimulated and exercised. And this is not necessarily for sexual pleasure. It will enhance and bring the blood flow there so that you'll have sexual pleasure. Now, these are some of the tools that I've used, and I want to share these with you. You can insert this and you will contract and squeeze the vaginal walls when you're walking around and you're thinking about it and you know it's there, so you're going to pump your muscles, the muscles that you use to stop and start when you're going urination, or when you're peeing, layman's term. So this is one type of tool that you can use to keep contracting and pumping the muscles. Then there's a different style which you use the yoni eggs. And the yoni eggs, these are made of jade and they have a string. And so what happens is, as you get stronger, your muscles get stronger, you do this, so 1 hour, 2 hours, it's up to you how long you want to leave this in. And once you've mastered the grip on this size, you can move down to a smaller one. And what this is doing is strengthening the pelvic muscle, whether you're using it, use it or lose it. So you're using those muscles, what do they call those? Kegels. So you're doing your kegels, and eventually you'll get down to this small one where you can grip this. Okay? Then when you've mastered all of these, you can actually do an insert. And this insert, you're going to try to hold this in and strengthen those pelvic muscles. As you're moving those muscles, it brings the blood flow back. And that's going to help you to achieve better orgasms, easier orgasms. Now, nothing is 100% because, of course, all women are different. There's also another product. It's a vaginal suppository with CBD in it. And so the CBD is a natural medication that relaxes the vaginal floor if it's tight, and it relaxes it. And those are wonderful for ladies who have maybe they've had cervical cancer, vaginal issues, endometriosis, menopause. The CBD in there, it helps to relax the floor while you're having relations or being intimate with your partner. There's also something called vaginal dilators, and that goes across the floor. This is good vaginal health for women. You want to, let's see. Now, I've tried all these things because I felt like I was too young to stop. I still felt like a vibrant woman, but, nature was working against me, and no one taught me how to take care of her. Keep it fresh and clean, but what about the inside health? It has a life of its own. So these are vaginal dilators. And vaginal dilators, you start with the smaller one. And you're going to wear these maybe while you're sleeping, while you're inactive with your partner, your husband, your spouse. And then you will gradually increase the size. Because remember, the vagina, the muscles have shrunk. And then if you want to move on to something larger, they come like this in a 3-pack. I'm going to try, but I'm very bad at links. So if you email me, decoratingsister@yahoo, I can send you stuff, but I ain't going to promise no links because I hardly ever. And then for those moments when you're out there and you're hot, carry a fan. Like I'm hot right now. Alcohol will increase your hot flash. Don't ask me why. I'm not an expert on that. I just know every time I drink, I get hot, get heated up. Cigarette smoking, any type of smoking will increase your hot flashes. Bad diet increases your hot flash. Try to eat a lot of proteins, and especially beans. beans it has so much fiber, it will help keep belly weight down. You know, we have a lot of issues with our stomach, and that will make you not feel as sexy. Try wearing loose fitted clothes, or layer your clothes so that when you're having a hot flash, you can break out your fan and you can alleviate some of that trouble. Also, wearing your hair up so it's not on your neck, you know, will alleviate hot flashes. Now, this is not a contemporary thing, but I find that it is very soothing. And these are really for your face, but I was on a journey to try all kinds of things. And I found that rolling these over the vaginal area and moving them, they're cold. You keep these in the freezer, so these are cold. They're really for swelling of the face. But I find that it helps to nurture and relax the vulva area by moving it, exercising it, you know, rotating these all around, pushing them up and down, and these two have been very helpful in just connecting with my vagina, basically. Have you ever noticed in the world when people are being derogatory, they will refer to someone as a lady part, and there's 99 names? Leave me a comment. What do you call your lady part? When's the last time you took a mirror and just got down there and looked at it? And if the hair has turned colors, cut it off. Dye it. Yes, you can dye the vagina. So this is also one of the things that I have in my bag of my arsenal on my journey to better vaginal health. They come in a little case like this. Wash them, clean them. You can put it in the refrigerator so that they stay cold. And, you know, it's a tool. It's an exercise tool. What else do I have in here? Oh, this right here I found to be a very great product. If you find that you're getting dark circles under the eyes, this is, it's called Discoloration Correction Serum by Good Molecules. Very inexpensive. I put a little bit under here, and I watched those black circles disappear. So I didn't feel there was a point when I felt like I was looking haggard, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just a tired, haggard look. You know, so something like this, I will try, y'all, to put links to this below. So, don't look, you know, mood enhancers. A little CBD, a little gummy candy will enhance your mood. And one of the things that I find, I have to prepare my mind. I have to tell myself, I am sexy. I am worthy. I am still vibrant. I do want to please my husband. I do want to be pleased. And I have to get into it. I have to take a nice bubble bath. I have to light candles. I have to set a romantic atmosphere. I have to get ready. So, you know, like Tiffany Haddish says, she ready. So I have to go through almost a whole ritual to get myself prepared for Mr. Alexander. You know, there's times when, hey, it's just for him, and it's okay. It's not for me, you know, but there's times that it's for me, and then when it's for me, I have to go through the whole motions. I have to have the music, everything, the atmosphere. It has to be right. So drink plenty of water, get plenty of exercise, whether it's walking. I have found that getting in the swimming pool helps me because of my joints ache sometimes, and working out in the water, swimming with the grandkids. It's all part of the trying to stay healthy, keeping above water. And so keeping your bedroom clean, keeping the atmosphere conducive to privacy. If you have a busy family like me, sometimes you have to tell them, hey, don't come over this weekend. This weekend is reserved for me and Grandpa, basically, you know, with 6 grandkids, y'all. I always talk about them. But I hope that this video has helped you to realize that it's all in our heads. It's all in our vaginas. We've got to take care of them. If you know other things that you've tried, that you've used, please shout it out. Give me the information, and I will do an update video. Talk to your daughters about menopause, premenopause, postmenopause. There are some serious health concerns with calcium, bone loss, heart disease. So take into consideration, write questions down when you're headed to the doctors. If he's not comfortable, like, ask him to refer you to a gynecologist, a female gynecologist, that you can have a serious sit-down conversation with, because they're getting paid tons of money to take care of us. Let's cheer the vagina on. Let's cheer sex past menopause on. It still exists. You can still achieve the big O. It just takes longer and more preparation, but I'm here to share with you that you are vibrant. You are alive and kicking and well on your way. So ladies, don't give up. Don't give in. And I hope you enjoyed this discussion. It was very difficult for me. It took months of me wanting to sit down and do this. So share, like, subscribe, and do your research on everything you can find out, because it is another phase of life that you can't escape, and we're blessed bountifully to be here, you know, to educate those that are coming behind us, to sit and have deeper, intimate conversations with your husband, your spouse, your significant other. Like, oh, I forgot. I totally forgot. I'm closing out, and I totally forgot my number one. Oh my God. How did I? Oh, and it's not the champagne, because I'm in such a celebratory space right now that I just want to share this. Tantra. If you've ever been into the art of just touch, especially in the stomach area where the ovaries, the fallopian tubes are, warming up that area. I even bought a heating pad. I forgot to mention this. I bought a heating pad to lay there. Remember when you had cramps and it soothed you? I even bought a heating pad for when nobody's here. I can heat my own area up. But have your husband rub his hands together, rub them till they get hot, and begin to place them in that area on your lower abdomen. Just keep rubbing them, and all up down into your thighs, you know, and all of that special area, you know, as play. But what it's doing is transferring energy and heat and stimulating that area. I forgot that I am a Tantra person. I really believe in the art of touch, because I love to get massaged, all of those things. And massage also helps. Massage each other, you know, take the time to really get into each other on a touch level. Even if it doesn't end in actual intercourse, at least you feel touched and loved and caressed, and, you know, like a 13-year-old, not 13, cut. At least you feel caressed like when you were young, before you even got into anything physical. You know, you touch foreplay. You had really good foreplay. And then as you get older, it seems like the foreplay goes out the window. You go through a period where it's just out of necessity to take off stress. Sometimes people do it just because they stressed out and they can't go to sleep. You know, they know that it's an aphrodisiac. It'll put you to sleep. But thank you guys so much for bearing with me for these few minutes of your time. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will be back with another Let's Talk About It video. Thank you so much.